On Saturday, they sent mom sent pictures. I was down there and they were like, "That's blue."
Yeah, they don't understand the concept of
You're kidding me. That's not good.
I gotta. Take. I'm sorry.
These eyes here. Let's see if I can get.
Well, ultimately being creative, right? But I'm not going through the whole English program because I have to take foreign language.
Okay, Lori's asking, have you started the Zoom meeting yet?
I'm right here.
I have 3 members trying to log on and she is as well and it's not working.
I'm here. So let me just reshoot it. You see me? I'm on here. And it's
It
going.
should be open now.
Are you doing Zoom? Are you doing Google? Do you find it?
I did Zoom.
Because Zoom, you don't have to have it outside.
Correct.
Oh, there they are. Okay.
Yes, I did Zoom so that just in case we have some businesses that have the. Let's see, can you hear me?
Okay, Elizabeth said it's not letting her in either. Try now.
We're in. Can you hear?
Yeah.
Okay, I can hear you.
Several of my advisory board members couldn't get in, but I'm gonna pause for a second. Let me see if they can get in now that you've opened it.
I see. I'm at the meeting limit. Hello. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, did Elizabeth get in? She's still trying.
Here she is.
Okay.
Yes. Hi, Ms. Wells. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, I think we're ready then.
Is everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Ready. Well, very direct orders to be welcoming, but short and sweet. So I am getting off to the meeting here. I just want to tell you, pleased I am for the new CTAE committee, where we're kind of in the direction of the medical field. And also Lori's class, which is also FBLA. Super excited that y'all are choosing to plug in and be a part of our advisory. So thank you for that, because I think it's so critical that students see what we do as a school and class is applicable. They're plugged in already in our community, and I know that our two medical and Lori online is taking care of her baby. We're excited about the direction that our programs are going. So thank you for believing and investing in our students and our programs here at LaFayette High School. So that's our spiel. Is that quick enough?
Quick enough.
Quick enough. All right. Awesome. I'm going to go save a seat because it's going to be interesting.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
good luck.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thanks.
thank
Bye,
you.
y'all.
We want to thank Ms. Stoltz. Next up, we'll have Ms. Williams, if you want to sit there. I don't know how you want to do that. She's going to tell us a little bit about just general CTAE things that are happening, what we're looking forward to for our county, and we'll go from there.
Well, so I'm Sharon Williams. I am actually wearing a couple of hats this year. I don't know if you knew Matt Harris, who is our CTAE director for the county. When he resigned last summer, I've actually been doing CTAE at Ridgeland since 2002 to 2003. So I've been doing it for a long, long time. I did it as a teacher, and then I moved into the role of the supervisor, much like, Ms. Vassar here is overseeing the CTAE department. So they asked me if I would fill in, and I gladly agreed to. And I'll just tell you that working with Ms. Vassar has been a pleasure for me this year. She is doing an awesome job here at LaFayette, moving the programs forward. And so this meeting tonight, we appreciate all of you joining in with us, because it's all about that connection, that collaboration that you guys bring to the table. Because, and I don't know what all of your, titles are right now, but I'm guessing that you're in industry, you have some kind of knowledge that you bring to the table to share with us. And ultimately that makes our students much better prepared for the future. So we appreciate your time. We appreciate your time online. And I'm just proud to be here. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Doing double duty over here. My name is Ms. Vassar. I'm one of the have the pleasure, I say that, I don't take that lightly. I love serving, and I have the pleasure of serving as one of the assistant principals here at LaFayette High School. This is my second year into it, and also as the CTAE supervisor. What that means is I get my marching orders from Ms. Williams. She tells me what we need to do, how we need to do it, and I try to make a team effort and help propel that and encourage and inspire, and we get the job done. I believe in working as a team. I believe in rolling up my sleeves and getting in there and helping where I need help.
And we're a team.
Yes, we are a team.
Very much
And then providing our students with the best education that they can, that we can possibly give them under the CTAE umbrella. Our classes, and I have the pleasure of saying this, is one of the most sought after hands-on activities on campus. So students who aren't going to go to a four-year college, maybe not even a two-year facility, they really grab a hold of our classes, they grab a hold of our program, and they run with it. They learn about programs that they wouldn't ordinarily learn about. They learn about job shadowing, marketing. They learn about how to have their own businesses. So we have, I think, one of the best, yes, I'm gonna call it the best. The best programs, I think, in our area where our kids can actually flourish and grow. And I work with the best team that I can think of. I wouldn't want it any other way. All our team members, our teachers, our administrators, our faculty and staff, they're all really supportive because we do a lot. When I say we, the CTAE group, we do a lot. The kids are going on, we're raising animals, we're birthing goats,
Triplets twice last week,
I
yeah.
mean, we got, and we got kids in the dental program, which is just taken off, which is, it's growing by leaps and bounds. We have, we've had many opportunities for kids to do the CNA program, or we're not CNA, but we're gonna go, I'm speaking those things that be not right now, as though they were. And so we're moving towards bigger and better things. Mr. Turner's out and about, hitting the ground, the pavement, trying to, get those business partners involved with our kids. We need you. We can't do this without you. And so we need you all as well. We can't propel, we can't move forward without your help, without your input. Because we're training those students to come and work for you. We're training those students to come and be employed, gainfully employed with you, but we want to make sure we're pushing out the best and not just, oh yeah, you got by. No, we have really high expectations for our students, and our programs are really gonna, I think, once we continue to get on one accord and find out what your needs are, you can meet our needs. And so it would do nothing but grow. So I'm excited. I'm excited about that. Thank you all for joining us. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to know that you're a part of our community and we can be a part of your community and your workforces in the future. So at this time, I'll turn it over to really quickly to Mr. Turner, explain to us what's happening, and then we'll get introductions for everybody to kind of see where we are.
My name is Mark Turner. I'm the work-based teacher. One of my main focus for this job, this is my second year to be here, but the first year that I've been able to complete a year, because last year we didn't finish. We finished right in the middle of the semester, and so I didn't get the full year's thing. So it's really my first year to complete a year, but second year in work-based. It's to make connections with businesses in the community so that we can place students in their pathway so they get hands-on training with what they want to do for the future. Whether it's a medical field, the dental field, in business, whatever it is, trying to find those students that have a good placement. So when they go and take additional classes or they get out in the workforce, it's things that they're already aware of. They already know the terminology. They've already experienced some of the things that they're getting ready to do. I put together a little thing here just to show you. This year we have 132 students in our class. I'm not sure I've got enough for everybody, but you can sort of look and see. Just over 29,000 hours of work at their businesses this year. I know it will be more if I could get all my students to turn in their assignments and paperwork when they're supposed to. But you can also see almost $250,000 just with our students that have been able to get that valuable experience and also make themselves some money in the process. So it's a great program, the work-based, and we're hoping when COVID goes away or backs off some, that we can get more placements in with the dental and with the medical field. We know that's been an issue this year. I've had several asking, and it's just one of those things we can't do right now, but we're hoping by fall with the vaccines and everything, that maybe it'll be an opportunity for our students to be able to gain that hands-on experience working in the places that they want to work. So it's all good.
And I apologize for holding that up. I'll make sure that I send you all that in an email follow-up so that you can look at it more closely. At this time, I think we've gotten, can we do some really quick introductions? So I'll start over here on the end. Tell us your name and what you do.
I am Cindy Langford and I'm the healthcare science teacher.
We're based this week.
Ali, I'm a dentist here at LaFayette.
Number two. I know.
I'm a nurse practitioner at the Rady Clinic.
I'm Julie McCary. I am a retired dental hygienist.
Yes, we are.
See,
Nurse practitioner primary at the Gilbert Clinic.
I'm Sarah Jenkins, dental science teacher.
Okay. Miss Lori?
I'm Lori McCloyder, business technology entrepreneurship teacher and CTAE department head.
Who are your guests, Miss Lori?
And I have with me Miss Elizabeth Wales. Elizabeth, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I'm Elizabeth Wells. I'm the Director of Economic Development with the City of LaFayette.
Thank
And
you.
I also have Miss Joanna Jackson. Joanna, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm Joanna Jackson. I am the owner and broker of Remax Real Estate Center on the Square, and I'm thankful to get this invitation this evening.
Awesome. We want to thank you all for joining us. And like I said, there'll be more information to come. Ms. Jenkins, you want to give us some more information on our next steps at this time? I think
If
we've
you guys
covered.
want to grab a snack real quick, and I think Dr. Mason, you and Dr. Thompson, if you don't care to sign in up there, we'll grab a snack and we can kind of visit for a minute, and then we kind of split off into our own locations so
So,
that we can.
so what
tour
we'll
our
do
classrooms, see
while
what
they're
we're doing.
getting snacks very quickly,
Yes, yes, yes,
um,
yes. So make yourself at home.
I'm going to take you all on a virtual tour to Miss McWhorter's room where you'll be able to see all of the wonderful things that are going on in their classes. So like I said, we're going to talk about, she can fill us in a little bit more. Like I said, I've gotten a PowerPoint that I'll be sharing with you, but I'm going to give you a tour, a virtual tour. Actually, while we're on, since it's just us, would you have the access, Miss Lori, to your PowerPoint? Would you want to present that and I can do the tour of the classroom and the Rambler Customs? You tell me however, whatever I can do. You're muted.
Sorry. You think I know better than that. I've got the PowerPoint on my phone. Hopefully everybody can see it. Let me see if I can share it. If
But if
not,
not,
you may have.
I can share, I've got it pulled up. I can share it. I just wanted to see what I'm here to facilitate.
Yeah, let me see if I can share it from my screen. If we can't, I'll get you to share it from yours and then I'll narrate through it,
Okay.
okay?
And then while you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and take the ladies, since we won't be seeing the other rooms, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a sneak peek of what they're about to see as they get their snacks. And that way you can be able to see a little bit of that while she's kind of gearing that up. And if you've not been into our school, we're in the cafeteria. This is our illustrious cafeteria that we have, we're proud to say we call it the cafe. I'm gonna grab my keys. I'm gonna show you where our new dental science area is and all of the equipment that's in there, the chairs, most of the lab, if not all the lab equipment has been donated by a local dentist, Mr. McCrary, I think. He passed away, so when he died, he gave all of the equipment to our teacher, Miss Jenkins, and so she has really made an awesome awesome lab in there. Do you want to tell them a little bit about how you got the lab? And
Hey, Elizabeth.
I'm going to give them a tour real quick.
Okay,
Then
how
we'll
I
go-
got in the lab?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You met Julie McCary a few minutes ago. I worked for her husband for 17 years, and when he passed away, he left me the contents of his dental office. So I've been sitting on a dental office in my basement for a while. And so, oh, there's David.
Thank you for joining us.
So excitingly enough, when they added this program, I was able to unload everything from my basement and bring it to my classroom. So it's
You
very
want to give us
exciting.
a look real quick?
Yeah,
And
we
I'm
can
going to
do it.
out head down to the other room too.
Okay.
So we're gonna head over here, see what we can see. Mr. Hamilton, thank you for joining us today. We just did a few quick intros and met everybody, but we appreciate you coming on, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
We're taking a trip over here to the, I feel like
Elizabeth and David have seen my room.
the magic school bus right now.
Oh, yeah, they can. Mrs. Frizzle.
Mrs. Frizzle.
They can see some goodies from Lori's classroom too, because Lori's entrepreneurship
They made all that.
students made these for me to give as goodies to my advisory committee members. Tonight, they have our SkillsUSA logo, my dental science or a dental science logo that they created for me for this meeting tonight. So super happy about that. So this was once like the food and nutrition room. So we have like kitchen and everything in here, and then we've turned everything else into to a small dental clinic, if you will. So classroom space and lab space, both in the kitchen area and in the classroom area.
This is great. Hey, Lori, is that through Rambler Customs?
Yes.
Yes.
I want to talk to you about that in a little bit.
Okay, great. That's what, hopefully we'll get into that.
Yes, I'll give you all a tour of that as well. So she has it set up just like you'd see.
As much as we can
as much
have
as
set up
possible.
tonight, so.
And so this is our workspace, with the Perkins 5 grant, which we just had, we got this year. Ms. Jenkins was one of the recipients of 5 computers. So these are 5 brand new computers. Students can use as their computer lab. Of course, she has her space over here, but this used to be the FCC LA lab. That teacher got another job. And so Ms. Jenkins slid right on in here and got was able to utilize that space. So this is the other
Sterilization area. of our
sterilization
lab.
area. Tons of stuff here. This was all donated by the late Mr. McCrary. So she has it all, everything in place. The kids have their rituals and routines in place. And so they know exactly what to do, when to do, and how to do. So
We're working on it.
yes, but the program has grown. We've gone from, oh man,
I think we had 73 enrolled in the fall.
yes.
So that was the first semester. So 73 was huge.
So our max class for each one would be 28. We can get 28, and then like we apply for a waiver, we can get like 30.
I have 32 in my
32.
fourth block
We can get
intro to
30
healthcare right now.
32. So some of them have waivers. So some of them will be on a waiting list basically for next semester because the classes get so popular. That's the same thing we have our ag classes. We have some kids who couldn't get in because it was just too full. We have 2 ag teachers, but that program was like, they're growing as well. We're busting at the seams in some areas. And with Ms. Recorder's class, the business class, they're busting at the seams as well. So we are making accommodations for those kids who want to get in there. We're pushing them for those 3rd level kids who want to work in the entrepreneurship program. Those are selected kids that Ms. Lori handpicks to go into those classes. And they're working at that higher rigor, and they're actually involved with working with business partners. They're making those cold calls. They're demonstrating those employability skills on a higher level as well. So anything else you want to add, Ms. Lori, about your 3rd level kids?
Yep, 3rd level kids, they've really, every year we've gotten larger and larger with our group. I give them more and more responsibilities. Last year was the first year we started Rambler Custom, so I kind of guided them more. This year has been invaluable for them, especially with me having been on maternity leave since March. Really, they have one student, I call her the student supervisor, who's over everything, but they're writing POs. Of course, they're getting approved through Miss Stoltz and Miss Vassar, but they're writing the POs, they're calling. They may send me a message and say, hey, we were, just the other day, they sent me something that said, we short shipped this amount of things, but they didn't tell us. And so I said, call them. And so the students called them themselves. They negotiated the fact that they didn't get the things and that they were not going to pay for it. They are learning to do customer service. They're learning really how to run their own business. And it's been nice to know that since I've been on maternity leave, that they're actually learning these things without me hovering over them.
Right.
It's valuable for them. So we're very, very excited about the future. And you want me to go ahead and show the PowerPoint, go into that a little bit? Okay. Let me see if I can make this work. Oh, no, Virginia, it says only the host can share.
Okay, that's fine. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna head down to the room, go down that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I want stuff on there. I'll talk it through.
Okay, I'll send you all a, just a document so that we can get you signed in. And we'd love to hear about your social media outlets. So when our students are connecting with you, we're doing things in the area. We want to make sure we do a hashtag. We kind of do a shout out on social media, because I know that's the wave, that's the way to communicate right now. So yes, ma'am, come. Yes, come on. Ms. Williams is joining us. Do you want to join us, Mr. Turner? You want to go home? I know. All right. Okay. Well, we do appreciate you coming out.
It worked out well to
Now, before
do
you,
that part at the beginning.
yes, as you walk and we head down this way, I'm going to ask Mr. Turner if he would share with you all how he can get in touch with you, or vice versa, rather, in case you have, if I lose you all, this is my internet is unstable only because I'm walking. But Mr. Turner is the one who would contact, you would reach out to get a job shadow or a mentor or a student worker. And so if you just share with them how that would work.
Okay, obviously, if you call the school and just ask for the work-based teacher, they can hook you up to my office and you can leave a message or leave a message at front office with the phone number and I'll call you back. My email address is markturner@walkerschools.org. So it's the regular school thing, just Mark Turner. No spaces, obviously, but markturner@walkerschools.org. So I'd be willing to help you in any way that I can, facilitate an intern, trying to get people plugged in to make sure they are actually getting hands-on experience with what they want to do, what they're learning in class and they want to do for the future. Lori does a great job with the computer kids and all the entrepreneurial stuff and all that's going on. So lots of opportunities for students to learn and be placed in those areas. So it's a great thing. You guys have any questions for me?
Mr. Turner, this is Elizabeth Wells. I just wanted to extend any opportunity the city can help facilitate internships. So
Okay.
if any way we can introduce you to anyone in the business community. I know David and I have talked about looking at opportunities. I know they've had a couple of interns before working in
Right.
different departments in the city.
Right.
Several of our junior council have expressed interest in potentially doing some internships with the city.
Okay.
So I'm here to help you and help foster some relationships. So anything that you need from me, please don't hesitate to follow up with me.
Okay, that's great. I appreciate that. Anything else? And I'll
Mr.
get-
Turner,
Yes.
Lori and I have also been talking about possibly, so I may be contacting you as well, with me owning a small business. Obviously, we had talked, I think she might have a student interested in being mentored for real estate, but it's so much more than just real estate because I am a small business owner. I mean, it's anywhere from customer service skills, clerical skills, social media outlets, marketing, public relations, financials. I mean, I wear all those hats as the owner. So I have to do all those things. I'm a small
Absolutely.
business owner. But anything that I can help with, have any of the students that want to come in and mentor at my business on the square, I'll be glad to do that.
Okay, that's great. I try to get into classes, not just work-based, but all the classes, and teach about employability skills, just generic ones like communication and dependability, things that a lot of people aren't learning from their parents or learning for themselves kind of thing. But what you're talking about is over and beyond just the general employability skills, but things within that field that they're going to need to know. And that's great information to know. And hopefully students will be able to get involved with that. Anything else? All right, Lori, hurry back. We miss you here.
Oh, I miss you guys too. I'm ready. Just a few more weeks.
All right. Ms. Vassar walked off, so now I'm taking the computer to her. And she'll be back with you, and she and Ms. Williams can finish the tour. Nice to meet you guys. We'll talk soon.
Hello, how are y'all?
All right. I hope he gave you some, I'm sure he gave you some valuable information. So let me just start, and then I'm going to just point. Ms. McWhorter, you explain. So I'll put it in the right direction. We'll start in the corner right here. Can you see that?
Yep. Okay. So this area here, this is our heat press and like our t-shirt making area. The students, when we first started, the students were really working on screen print, and we were designing t-shirts and sending those off to a company who would send us heat transfers that are screen printed. Since we don't have the room or the equipment to actually screen print for ourselves. That got to be a little bit expensive, and the kids were seeing that they couldn't beat prices around the Chattanooga area. We couldn't help our coaches and things as much. So we started doing dye sublimation, and Virginia, you're going in the right direction there. Back of the right there, that I don't know what's on that. What they got on there? T-shirt.
Yes, ma'am.
So they've been working on a t-shirt there. That underneath that t-shirt is our dye sublimation printer, and we just got that new tray that allows us to do large sheets, which allows us to put transfers onto shirts. This dye sublimation process turns their designs into a special ink, and then that ink, once heat is applied to it, turns into gas, and that infuses into the shirt. Doesn't wash off, doesn't peel like vinyl, or after you wear a screen printed shirt for a while, it begins to fade. Sublimation does not. I don't know. That looks like the powder puff they're working on. That's something they messed up because that doesn't look good. They probably just were. They probably testing on that. If you turn around behind you, Miss Vassar, the graduation packs, show them the white shirt that has the class of 2021 on it in multiple colors. It should be in the behind guys. Y'all turn around. That's what they were.
There we go.
Yeah, on the table.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Which one? Like one of these?
Classes. Oh,
The
this.
white class of 2021 color.
Is that it?
So that, yes, and that does not do it justice. If they can tell you in person, they look really good. Right now, the kids are working on graduation packages, because those packages from Jostens are very expensive, and a lot of our kids didn't have the means back in the fall to purchase them, especially with their parents having lost jobs to COVID and having been laid off. So we're giving them a different opportunity to buy graduation items that we are making. So we are doing the multicolored class of 2021 shirts there. The shirts behind those are LaFayette license plates, shirts that say class of 2021. And then the other ones are American Sign Language shirts that spell out seniors, class of 2021. Yeah, there you go. And they're selling really well. We're also doing garden flags. If you guys will look on that coffee table that's behind you, that's where the garden flags were yesterday. These are awesome. These are turning out to look great. If somebody will hold one of those up, there's the
Right.
garden.
Oh, okay. I see what you're, yeah, how neat.
These are the garden flags that hang on the outside of your house. And we're asking people to send pictures in of their seniors, and those will hang outside their parents' home. They're doing that with dye sublimation. The masks, because we are requiring masks, I told the kids that's a perfect opportunity for us to sell masks. And if you look, they'll say dad of class of 2021, mom of, or of class of 2021.
Grandparent, mama, I love it.
So also going to set up, I'm going to have my non-seniors set up at outside Jack King Stadium the day of graduation, so that if somebody conveniently forgets the mask, we will have masks there to sell. We're also doing class tumblers. Are there any tumblers or mugs over there?
I got 'em. Here we go. Your class tumblers, this is it, right?
Yep, there's the mugs. They've got all their names on them. The whole class, we got a huge class, so we had to get a bigger mug. And then we're also doing personalized tumblers, which we've just recently learned how to do. And so the kids are doing these. We had never done the large mugs while I was gone, and so they figured those out themselves. They've really done a great job coming up with ideas of how to market, calling people. Next year, what we really want to do is implement a lot of you guys and a lot of Elizabeth, a lot of contacts that you have in small business, and start maybe putting our products out in small business and doing some sort of consignment situation there. And I'll talk a little bit more about that when I do the PowerPoint. I don't want to get into that until I start that.
Sorry. I know one of the things that we looked at, we had a donation of a 3D printer. However, we've tried, we've looked, we've searched. I'm gonna show you ladies what it looks like. But we can't get this device to work for us. If you know of anybody, was it Micro MCR Technologies? We've really run out of options.
If you'll send me the model number of that, I may have someone that can help us
Oh,
up here in Chattanooga.
nice.
So yeah, either one of you, if you'll just send me the model number,
Yes, ma'am.
I
We
can
can do that.
find someone that can help. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. I think Miss Lori, you may have the information still. I had it on my computer, but I would do
I
that.
do have, Elizabeth, I can, I'll just forward that to you, because I have emailed about everybody and their brother to try to come up with the software.
Yes.
And
So
able to help.
do you believe it's a software issue?
They didn't. Matt Harris is the one who got that donated, and as far as we know, and when he was still with the school system, he looked everywhere. They didn't give us software that goes with it, and it's a proprietary software. You can't just use any software with it. You have to use the software that came with it.
Yeah.
And they, but not any of the software. Well, that MCOR went bankrupt and was purchased by another company. Well, I contacted that company, and they said that they didn't have any way to get the software for that it would have to be the original software that was sold with it. So we've just been having a hard time coming up with the software, or a way around, or a loophole around that. And if somebody knows a lot about 3D printers, they may know a loophole where we can still use the machine, because it's a multi-dollar machine. It's a very expensive machine, but so far we haven't been able to use it.
It runs on its main item is paper, so it makes 3Ds out of paper versus filament with other regular 3Ds. So that would actually be more cost efficient paper wise than the filament, because sometimes the filament, depending on what you get or the style, or not style, but the weight of filament, can be quite expensive. But paper is more, I guess, economically sound for us in that area. But if we can get it working, we can definitely show students how to utilize that. I ran into this. Was this made with the sublimation machine?
Yes, that was made with our sublimation machine. Those are fleece blankets that we made for North LaFayette Elementary School. We made those for their Beat Partner gifts, along with masks. Those have already been donated. That was probably one we got a little offline, but we kept just in case. But yeah, fleece blankets. We're really wanting to expand our offerings next year. The coasters, I don't know if you guys saw them on social media. They were a hit. I don't have any in there for show because we gave them all away, but we did make coasters for the school board, and that had all of the Walker County school mascots on them, and they were fantastic. So we're doing car coasters, we're doing earrings, we're doing socks, sublimated socks, mugs, coffee mugs, tumblers, stainless steel tumblers, just about anything that you can get as a gift item, we are learning how to sublimate on. And the kids are coming up with new things every day. Just yesterday, I talked with Braden Queen, and he came up with the idea of doing umbrellas. So we found 100% polyester umbrellas that we want to offer during football season with the Rambler car on, the black and orange with the Rambler car on them, mini umbrellas, golf umbrellas. Oh yeah, there's our Be Extra mask that we made for North LaFayette Elementary School. That was for their opening of that outdoor classroom that they had this year. So we're super excited. We're learning more every day. Our kids are there's our Valentine's Day gifts, and we actually had there's an earring hanging off of that too. We've actually had students in our art department draw some of the things that we've put on the mug. So that one was not drawn by an art student, but there's one, I don't know if we have any that has it might be on the back of that one, but it has Love is Among Us, and it has a little red guy like that, our art student. So we can also sublimate things that our art students draw. So that's a collaboration within departments, but really, honestly, anything that you can sublimate on, we're learning how to do. Our kids are all members of a sublimation group online where they're learning every day how to make different things. So they come in all excited and tell me, Miss McCorder, I learned how you can sublimate on this, how you can, they even learned how you can sublimate on gift bags so that we can make our own gift bags. And those are buttons that we made. We made those for 8th grade tours. We've done those. And we can personalize just about anything. One thing that we want to start doing is Miss Vassar, we did for her for Christmas, we did family photo mugs.
They were
with
wonderful.
her photos on. So we really want to get more into the photo sublimation as well. And the kids they've gotten really good at it. They want to put photos like during football season on fleece blankets. So hand sanitizer. Yeah.
Oh, hand sanitizer. Oh, okay.
We have a leopard that has the LR on it. I don't think it's in there though. I think we sold it. But
okay, gotcha.
So really, honestly, anything that you guys hear of that people need, promotional items. If you need promotional items for you, for your office, our kids will find a way to make it. They are, one thing about them is they're super resourceful.
Lori,
And
may I ask a question?
Sure, Joanna.
How much notice do you need?
Really, honestly, the kids are really adaptable, because just the other day, somebody called me and said, I need these next week. And even the kids are working on the grab packets, and I sent them a message with me not being there, and they pulled it together. So they're really adaptable. We'd only need enough notice to get the raw materials in. Lead times are usually, it could be up to a week sometimes to get the materials in. It's of course what you want. But once they're in, the kids.
Let's talk later. One of my agents has been diagnosed with cancer, and she's been going through radiation and treatments. And we've talked to Ms. Stoltz, the principal. We may do a color walk there at the school. And I would love for your class to design some shirts, and I will pay for whatever the cost is.
That sounds great. Yeah, they would be happy to do that. And
Yeah.
we could work on that, and we could get your cost down pretty low if we do sublimation.
Okay, well, just let's you and I talk, but I would love for them to, to collaborate and let your students do the design and do that for us. Because we've talked to Ms. Stoltz about possibly doing the walk there at the school.
That's good. That sounds good. All right, I'll send you an email and we'll get together.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Hamilton, you still there?
He's watching a soccer game, so he
Okay,
was
okay.
gonna be there as much as he can. He's got
Yeah, I'm here. I'm saving you guys the screen.
I understand. We'll make sure that we get you, I'll email out to you all everything, and I'll get the video recording out to you as well in case you miss anything. But Ms. Lori, whenever you're ready, I think I have the PowerPoint. I got it down on it's ready whenever you're ready.
pull it up and we'll go through it real brief, like, and get them back to their lives.
Yes, ma'am. I said it was ready, didn't I? I don't want to lose you in the process. To see, here it is. Thank you all for bearing with me. I appreciate that. I want to share my screen. And can you see it?
Yes, I can see it. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about both of my pathways. I do teach two pathways, entrepreneurship and business and technology. Our co-curricular CTSO, which is Career and Technical Student Organization, is FBLA. And so I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about FBLA and kind of the things we're doing, and Rambler Customs as well, as both of you know a lot about, because I tend to talk about Rambler Customs everywhere I go, so you guys have heard a lot about it. So, okay, you can go to the next slide. Okay, so our business pathways, this is the way they're set up. Business and technology pathway starts with intro to business and technology, and so does the entrepreneurship pathway. That is the introductory class that most students take as freshmen. We do have upperclassmen in there from time to time, but most students come in at the freshman level in intro to business and tech. And then then is when they have a decision to make. If they want to go the business and technology pathway, they take business and technology 2. If they want to go entrepreneurship, they take legal environment of business, which is really a work in progress. Right now, those kids that are in legal environment are mainly starting to work on Rambler Customs. We learn, kind of about how to start a business and the legal side of it. But they do a lot of work in, starting out in Rambler Customs. And then the third class for business and technology is business communications. And then the third class for entrepreneurship is, of course, entrepreneurship. And then I offer entrepreneurship as a 4th elective for the business and technology pathway. To be honest with you, most students who finish the business and technology pathway want to go into the entrepreneurship pathway. However, I am selective, and Ms. Stoltz and Ms. Thatcher have been great into allowing me to be selective as to who gets into the entrepreneurship pathway, because they are handling money. They are speaking to people in the community. They are going out and doing things during class time, and those students have to be students who are have demonstrated the ability to be trusted with that kind of thing. So as we go through in intro to business, I really start noticing the kids that have an entrepreneurial mindset. And those students, I recommend to counseling, to talk to them. I talk to them, and then the counselors steer them toward entrepreneurship. So most people who are in entrepreneurship have completed the business and technology pathway too. Okay. Okay, so our student-run organization is FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America. It's the largest, well, the last time I checked, it was the largest CTSO in Georgia. FBLA really teaches the students everything you need to know about business. There are real estate competitions, there's insurance competitions, sports and entertainment marketing, anything that you can think of in business, agribusiness. There's a competition for the students. It also allows them to network with people. There's all kinds of opportunities for them to network with business leaders across the state of Georgia, go to leadership conferences, learn leadership from CEOs, CFOs. It exposes the students to a lot of business opportunities prior to leaving high school. So it's been something that's been a blessing to me, and it's been a blessing to LaFayette High School. We just started it 2 years ago, and we've just grown exponentially since, and hopefully are going to grow more.
Lori, how many
And go
students do
on.
you have in the club?
In FBLA,
Yeah.
currently we're at 48. Started from 0 2 years ago, so we're really proud of that. We're really hoping this year we kind of stayed. We increased a little bit, but we didn't increase as much as I wanted, only because due to COVID, we weren't able to go and network. We weren't able to take the students to Atlanta. We weren't able to do all the competitions were virtual. They weren't able to get in front of judges, and it was hard to get the students to buy in this year only because of those restrictions. I think next year our numbers will grow even more, which I'm super excited about.
You grew a program in 2 years from 0 to 48 students.
Yes, ma'am.
Amazing. That's
Yeah.
phenomenal. Well done.
It's been a blessing, and it's been great. The students have really really bought into it. So we're very, very happy with that. Kayla, you can go to the next one. Okay, so this is our year in review with FBLA. We did get the bronze level chapter of the year, which we're super excited about this year. It's a lot of work. You have to submit so much documentation for chapter of the year. Next year, we're hoping to get better. Bronze level this year. We had 2 region 8 is what we're in, which compromises all of North Georgia and North Metro Atlanta. So it's 16 different counties, multiple, that's all the high schools in each county. We had 2 region champions. That was in computer applications and sports and entertainment management. They won the championship for the region, which was it's phenomenal considering the amount of kids that compete. We had 6 kids that placed in region. We had 8 state level competitors who went on to the state competition. 2 top 10 finalists in state this year. I was so happy. We had a 10th place finish in computer applications and a 3rd place finish in computer problem solving in the state of Georgia. So we were very happy about that. This was the first year in our 2 years. First year we didn't have anybody placed in state. So 2 this year, and that picture down at the bottom, they were so excited to be on the big board. It was virtual, so it took a little bit off. I'm sure they would have loved to get on the big stage in Atlanta, but next year hopefully we'll have even more than 2. We did a Christmas fundraiser. We set out to do mugs for one needy family. We ended up making so much money that we were able to provide for 2 needy families and their children. The kids got to go and shop at Walmart. We were able to spend over $500 on buying Christmas for these needy students, and it really blessed our lives, all of our lives. There were tears shed by every student that got to buy, and when we gave the gifts to the person who was going to get it to the children, they cried. We all cried. It was fantastic. And we had multiple community service projects that we worked on, including the picture down in the lower right. That's where we made mugs for all the CTAE teachers and took it to them. during CTAE month and told them how much we appreciated them. So that we had a pretty good year, even though it was COVID restricted, and I was on maternity leave in March. So I feel like we've had a really good year, but hopefully next year will be better. Okay, you can go on to next. Our goals for next year, we want to get to silver level chapter of the year. We want to increase our membership, increase competitions. We do have 48 members. Not all of them compete. It's hard to convince students to get in front of judges. It's hard to convince them to put themselves out there. My main focus is to increase their self-esteem, let them know that they're very, very capable. They get very overwhelmed, especially when they compete against Metro Atlanta students. They feel like they're not good enough. And that's something that a culture that we need to change. And that's something that I'm really working hard to change with these students, is the fact that they think that they can't compete, and they can. So hopefully next year I can convince even more, and we'll have more than 8 state competitors. And I would love to increase our partnership with community and business leaders and provide more real life learning opportunities off of campus. I think the best learning happens outside the walls of the high school. I think when students get into real life, get hands-on, really view real world business, that's when they're really going to learn and then make those connections. So I would really love next year to have them more opportunities off of campus. We're 2 big events we want to host next year. We wanted to do this year, but could not because of COVID. We want to have a random act of kindness event where we spend the day going out into the community and performing random acts of kindness. And then we also want to host a Christmas marketplace. We want to invite city entrepreneurs, small business owners into, hopefully into the school or outside the school, to have a Christmas marketplace. We want to have Rambler Customs involved in that, of course, have our products there too. But invite, our boutiques and our small businesses that are in the community, and then invite our community in, have Santa, have hot chocolate. And so that kind of like a little marketplace, have our artisans and craftsmen, people who make things out of their homes, come set up and sell things at LaFayette High School, and get our community together, an event for our community, and to showcase all the entrepreneurs in the area. So that's something that we're looking forward to for next year.
So Lori, I may be in trouble by David tomorrow, but I know I can 100% tell you that we can help you with bullet number 4, 5, 6, and 7. We do host a Christmas bazaar similar to what you're talking about at the rec, but we absolutely can look at opportunities to collaborate on that and bring a lot of attention and partnership to what you're trying to do with your group. And then I would love nothing more than to help you try to increase the partnerships with community and business leaders, along with helping to provide more real life business learning opportunities, because I agree with you. So after your presentation, maybe not today, but soon, you and I can kind of circle back up, and we can look at is to sort of start to strategize around all of those and how we can be helpful with what we're trying to push with entrepreneurship in the city.
That sounds great. And one thing we could work out maybe with the Christmas marketplace is maybe you guys could help, maybe let our kids intern and help you with the setting up of that. Yeah. Let's make some calls or ask, let them help you come up with a marketing plan to get people to set up. I think that would be great for them. And we would be happy to help.
We would love to collaborate on that 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it would be fine to have a second event too. I mean, you could get the same vendors and have let them have their own event in addition to, if they wanted to, I think that's fine.
Okay. All right. Sounds great. We'll collaborate on that and get ahead of it maybe in the coming months. That way we're not so overwhelmed when it gets fall. Okay. Virginia. Okay, and then lastly, I want to talk about our school-based enterprise Rambler Customs, which Rambler Customs and FBLA do a lot of, and most of the students who are in Rambler Customs are in FBLA. So we do a lot of things cohesively, but you know, I would call us more of a gift personalization type business. We started out with school-based business. We were going to do some personalization and then kind of have a school-based store where students could buy small things like pencils and things. But as we got into it, most of our kids are so creative in the design process. The personalizing gift side of it really took off. So that's what we decided that we would specialize in. And they have just really taken that and taken ownership of it. They're super proud of it. They wear buttons on their book bags that let everybody know they're members of Rambler Customs. They have their own t-shirts. They talk about it. They talk about all the fun stuff they get to do. And they love seeing the things that they have made worn around the school and worn around the community. They're always coming in the room and saying, I saw somebody at Walmart the other day wearing a shirt I made. They really, really love that. And it kind of gives them that passion and fire for entrepreneurship that they wouldn't get if they didn't get the opportunity to get that stuff out into the community. It really sets them on fire. So it's been great for me to watch the process. Virginia, you can go on to the next slide. Our year in review for Rambler Customs, our Christmas mug sale went fantastic. We used all the proceeds for that to purchase the Christmas for the needy children. That Christmas mug sale, it went so much better than we had anticipated. We really sold a lot of those personalized mugs. We had a Valentine's Day gift sale where we sold Valentine's Day mugs, balloons, candy bags, teddy bears, that kind of thing. That went well. Pep Club shirts, all the clubs we've made shirts for this year. Band section shirts. We're working right now on the graduation packages that I talked about earlier. We're making gifts for BEAT, partner gifts for North LaFayette Elementary and for LHS. CTAE teacher appreciation, CTAE month shirts. I didn't put those on here, but I love those shirts. Lugina picked out the yellow color. I didn't care for the yellow color because I was 9 months pregnant and I looked like the surface of the sun wearing it, but they were pretty. And the design was really good. But and then we made the board appreciation gifts, and those coasters that I was talking about, I don't know how well you guys can see them, but that's in that picture that's in the center on the bottom. Those are car coasters, and they had the Walker County logo in them, and then all of the school mascots around it. And they were very, very popular, and so we've really enjoyed doing that. Okay, and then we'll go on to our goals for next year. Goals and plans for Rambler Customs next year is to increase our product offerings. We'd like to increase and have more things to offer for people. Develop a strong marketing plan. We tend to do a marketing plan for each sale that we have. We would like to have a better marketing plan for the business total. That's something that I'm hopeful we'll work on in the fall. Increase community involvement, increase community awareness that we have a school-based enterprise. I'm told by a lot of people, oh, we didn't even know you guys did that. So we would love to increase community awareness, increase involvement with sports, games and events at the school and at the rec. Work on taking credit card payments. That's something that I know I've talked to you, Elizabeth, about, and you too, David, that the school currently right now is they haven't yet decided whether they want us to be able to take credit card payments. So that's something that in order for us to really start selling to the community, it's going to be vital. We want to set up a website where people can order off of our website, and we're not able to do that until we're able to take credit cards. So that's something that I would love to work on. And then create a functioning retail space or school store. We really went in this year with the goal of doing that, but COVID happened and we were not able to set that up, we would love to have a dedicated space outside of our lab somewhere, be it in the school or be it somewhere else where we could have a real functioning retail space. Okay, I think that's all that I have. Do I have another slide? Did you? I can't remember if I think that's it.
Not different.
Okay, that's all I have. If you guys haven't got, I know that was a lot, but we have a lot of things going on, and I'm like a rabbit on a wheel. I have ideas all the time. So if you guys have any ideas, have any input questions, I'll be happy to address those or talk about them, or set up a time to talk about them.
I could geek out on this all day long. Because I'm seeing a lot of opportunity. I found you guys actually. I know we had talked about this, but I couldn't remember what it was called, and I didn't see like a presence like online. And I ran across it on Facebook a couple of days ago, and I sent it to one of our councilmen, Chris Davis. And so we've been geeking out over it for the last couple of days, trying to come up with some ideas of ways that we potentially could, look at contracting with you guys through Rambler Customs, and then looking at areas of opportunity where we could even maybe provide an entrepreneurship opportunity for you in our downtown. So any ideas that you have around pulling this off site and into downtown, ways that we can drive people to, school, depending on COVID protocols, ways that we could start to kind of create some collaboration among other entrepreneurs in town, for you all to handle the customization instead of, outsourcing it out of town. I have no idea what your level of capacity would be for production. But, we'd want to be mindful of that and only send you the business you could handle. But I see a lot of ways that we could work together. And I know, David and I talk all the time about prioritizing entrepreneurship, both in the student level and, in the adult level in our city. We believe that our city is going to strengthen in diversification of our economy through entrepreneurship and rural entrepreneurship. And so my mind is just kind of exploding with some opportunities and ideas, but obviously we want to be really mindful to not put anything on you that it's too much, right? That just feels like a value add and not something that depletes resources and time and energy. And so I would love to circle back and just kind of talk about ways we might be able to work together and help support you and what you're trying to do.
I think probably the best thing to start that conversation, which I 100% agree, and I'm so super excited. And I think you and I are very similar in the fact that we, like Coach said, we could geek out about it all day.
Mm-hmm.
I think one way would be to have maybe myself, you, and David sit down with Miss Stoltz, Miss Vassar, and Miss Williams, because they know more about what they can do as far as what we can do about equipment, resources, when the kids can leave campus, when they can't leave campus, that kind of thing, than I would. I think that it would be great for us all to sit down and maybe talk about ways that we can combine our entrepreneurship program with the city, and the legalities of kids leaving campus and all of that stuff. That's the only aspect that
And Ms.
is what I'm trying to say. Does that make sense? Virginia, do you agree with that?
Yeah, totally. And we can, there are certain things with work-based, it's not just work-based learning students that Mr. Turner works with. He works with students who are not work-based in the work-based program, as kind of a form of a recruitment and just job employability skill across the board. So he can work with students who can do job shadows. We can do job shadows and mentoring, interns.
Internships.
So if they're not in the work-based learning program, we can pull them from there. But every semester we have at least, we can have a maximum of 124 students. 128 students in, that's a heavy load, but those students have an opportunity to leave campus at a certain time if it fits in their schedule And we like to see that they're actually, it's a part of their pathway. So we give those students who are like in the business pathway, if they want to go, and there's some opportunities for them to be able to intern at in the city or wherever they need to go. We like to make sure we match their pathway with their job skill set and where they're going, what they want to do. And that's part of the work-based initiative or mission, is to make sure that we're placing students in those positions or those job skills which they're going to be using in the future. For instance, we've had to change some things around. When I first got here, I had students working at McDonald's, but they wanted to be a nurse. So I said, let's switch that. You have a job, that's just a job, but I want to make sure that you get the experience of what a nurse is. So we had to switch those things, and it was a turning point. I think we're in a really good place right now where the students understand that. And now we don't admit them unless they know that we're going to be placing them in the future career, so they get more information from that and more skills.
That's so great. Well, I know, and Lori, you may be aware, and you may not be. So we've started a junior council in collaboration with LHS and the city, and they've been incredible. Well, in conversations that I had with them this weekend during our drive-up movie night that we had, they were talking about Rambler Customs, and they were talking about wanting to try to partner with them. So having another student group, you know, that's really taking ownership of leadership opportunities in the city, collaborating with their peers around ways to begin to market their events, ways to like maybe even develop some swag. The city would come in and kind of help partner on that as well. You know, a lot of our city events would be a great opportunity to show off both FBLA and Rambler Customs. I mean, it's kind of sort of endless. Obviously, again, we want to make sure it's manageable and within, you know, your mission and scope and what makes sense for you, not to add anything again onto your plate, but just try to further enhance and support what you're trying to do. So I don't know, this gets me really excited. And also seeing how many females, David's probably rolling his eyes, how many females are part of your FBLA group makes me super happy to see. And so especially in rural entrepreneurship, I want to see more female entrepreneurs. And that's a major mission of mine as an entrepreneur. So anything that I can do to support that, for sure.
Sounds great. Well, I think we can definitely get together and make something. I think working with the junior council and having Rambler Customs and Entrepreneurship Program partner together. One of our goals in CTAE is to for programs to work together. And that was one of our goals, Lugia and I have talked about for next year, is to really make sure that our programs are plugging into each other. And so it just fits perfectly with our strategic plan for next year. So I think that's definitely something we need to take some time. We need to be in contact with each other and take some time and maybe sit down and have discussions about things that we can do, or a planning session of things that we might can do next year, and find out what events are coming up and how we can have a presence in those events.
Can you tell everybody about your great idea with the CTAE junior board that we've kind of created for our kids?
Oh yeah, well, so this year we were discussing, you know, kind of how we could get the students more involved in our strategic planning for CTAE. Lugia and I are big believers in changing the perception of CTAE from the old traditional vocational, which was around when we were in school, and vocational was looked at as something less than. It had a connotation of, oh, you do that if you're not going to college. You take vocational. We really want to change that perception that CTAE is not vocational. CTAE is it runs the gamut. You can have students that are interested in getting master's degrees and doctorates that are very valuable to our CTAE program. But we also want the students' input in the programs that we offer. There's no sense in offering programs that the students are not interested in. There's no sense in putting time and resources and money into programs that students are not going to use or not going to utilize outside of the walls of LHS. So we were talking about how can we tap into what the students want and need. We want to get what the community wants and needs, but we also want to know what the students are thinking. I made a comment to Virginia last year that at graduation, when they were talking about majors, some kids were going across the stage that were business majors. They were wanting to be business majors, and I had never even seen them. And I thought, how are you in LHS and you want to be a business major and you never took one of my classes? So we are going to start a CTAE Junior Council, which are CTA student leaders that were chosen by the CTAE teachers that will inform us and work on improving our programs and improving offerings that they are going to use for their future. So they're just going to be kind of an advisory council for us. So we're super excited about that.
Right. Does your FBLA or does your Rambler Customs, do you guys spend much time on talking about digital marketing in particular? So really looking at opportunities for branding. The city of LaFayette, we're undergoing this big master planning process for our downtown. And on the sort of the back side of that, and probably kind of in the middle of that, we'll start to look at opportunities for rebranding the city. And we would love nothing more than for the students, especially Rambler Customs and anyone else, in FBLA or anyone, even our department, all of it, to kind of be a part of what that looks like and how we evolve that.
Oh yeah, we talk about digital marketing. In fact, last year I had been in touch with Facebook, and when we were out for COVID, we were doing, with my third level kids, we were doing the Facebook social media marketing curriculum. We really do concentrate on that because that's what the kids know, and it's the future of marketing. I mean, it's the present of marketing, but it's also the future of marketing. Social media is never going anywhere. Digital marketing is never going anywhere, and it's what the kids need to learn. So yeah, they would be happy to be involved in that, and it's something that we really stress in the program. So
awesome. I'm so impressed with what you guys are building. It's really impressive. Such an asset to our community.
Thank you. Well, we're very excited to start working with you guys some more, and hopefully next year, when I'm there for the full year and maybe we have less protocols, I just feel like next year is going to be amazing. I think we're really going to take off even more.
Our kids, I'm so excited about the adaptability to things, and stuff came up, we rolled with the punches, and we stepped back and we thought, how can we do this better? What can we do to reach people? And so Ms. McWhorter is an awesome asset to our team, to our department. And so thank you, Ms. McWhorter, for all that you do.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Ms. Williams, do you have anything to add?
Well, I would just like to say thank you as well. I think these kinds of meetings, the advisory board is integral to a successful program, and having this collaboration and connections, it's so important. So I just appreciate all of you participating and willing to support our students. I mean, ultimately, if we can, train the students and teach them skills and teach them to love the community, they're going to stay here, they're going to graduate and stay. And that's also important. So I just appreciate everything that y'all do for us.
Most definitely. Again, I'm not sure, let's see, this is our second required meeting, but that doesn't mean we have to just have this meeting. If there's something that you all.
Ongoing.
Yeah, it can be ongoing. We can meet
Yes.
as much or as often as you all have time for us to meet. Because I really see this blowing up and getting bigger, and we may not have enough room to contain all the things that the kids are going to be able to do soon. But I don't want to stop them or halt them in any way with their creativity, with their enthusiasm, because I think yes, it's really gonna. I proctored some of the exams, and just the intensity that they have in taking those tests and wanting to do well and succeed is immense, and I love seeing that. They taught me a couple things, so I want to make sure that I don't let them down in the sense where we're stopping or halting progress. So we appreciate you and all that you all do and all your input. We value that. Like I said, we can't be where we are without your help, without your input, without your participation. So we do thank you, and please reach out anytime. I'm going to send, I'll send Miss Lori a sign-in sheet. If you'll sign that for me and just fill it out. We want to know your social media platforms, so we can, when we do things for you, or we are in the area where our kids can give a shout out, we can give a shout out and maybe connect the community with our school, because we're one big family. We want to make sure that the voices are heard and people know that you are supporting us and behind us. So
Awesome. Well, and I want to say, Ms. Vassar, when we're going to have a focus group on the 26th or 27th for our steering committee for the UGA partnership, I think there's a real opportunity to talk about how important entrepreneurship should be in our downtown plan. And so I'm just really excited about this next 12 months, 18 months, 24 months of being able to really build out a really robust entrepreneurship program in the city that will further support the curriculum that you guys are working on at the school. Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you so much for having us today. We're really proud of what you guys are building. It's really impressive.
thank you so much. Ms.
Thank
Jackson,
you.
anything else, Ms. Jackson? I know you're driving. You're trying to hang in there with us.
Sorry, I have,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
You can hear me? Okay. I apologize. I had an appointment at 7 p.m. and I had told Lori, but I kind of put my tablet in my car in the seat and still listening.
Well, thank you, everyone.
True entrepreneurship right there.
Most dedication, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Lloyd, does this conclude everything that you wanted us to cover today?
Yeah, I think it's everything.
Awesome. Thank you all so much. I do appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us and working with our virtual tour. We appreciate you, and we will definitely be in touch. Have a good evening.
Thank you so much.